Water is significant to us. It's significant to our existence, it's significant to our way of life, and it's significant to our future. Knuqⱡi'it means the people where the water comes out of the mountain. So that is specific to us. Knuqⱡi'it. It's specific to landscape, and that landscape is specific to our creation story and where we come from. And for us, our knuqⱡi'it is very large and it's very broad. And knuqⱡi'it is just a small piece relatively of that, and that's the area that we call home, that we came from. Our connection, not just to water, is also the connection of the entire ecosystem and the role that water plays in that, which is integral. Water has a spirit, and that water spirit is stronger than what I can explain, what I can show, what it can show. We're still living through the deliberate laws that were attached to us without consent to make us struggle. We've been doing this for 200 years, and we're not tired. The decisions that we make today aren't for today. They're for years ahead. And if we make improper reaction-based decisions, they're going to be cleaning up our mess. And we need to stop doing that, because it's not fair to those that aren't born yet. And that's the decisions that we're making today, and the water that we want our grandbabies, great-grandbabies, great-great-grandbabies to be able to access, so they can connect their spirit with their ancestors.
I have touched base on how water is living, that water has a pulse. Here in knuqⱡi'it, we are privileged to have be surrounded by lots of water that our ancestors, our grandmothers, aunties, uncles, mothers, and fathers had a lot of fun enjoying the privileges of these waterways. Unfortunately, what we have today are the disappearance of these waterways. These waterways are starting to disappear and are not healthy. And that is a fear for not only for the people now, our elders, but the future. What is it going to be to the child that doesn't have the waterways, the mountains, or the trees to learn from?
Yeah, I've been living here all my life for the last 89 years. Take care of the water, make, keep clean. That's what I would think.
Well, obviously in the northern part of our territory, we're battling with water quality issues with selenium and nitrates and all those other pollutants put in the water from, I guess, associated with mining. And then definitely down here, it's more of a water quantity issue. In the past 20 years, we've been noticing a lot of the wetlands and lakes and stuff like that are groundwater fed. They're not coming back as full as they used to be. Yeah, and that led us to one of our projects, our wetland restoration project on Knuqⱡi'it Lake, where over the past 20 years we saw the lake kind of shrinking, and then probably 3 years ago it just never came back, and by then we're just being reactive to the situation where we should have been proactive. And there's different initiatives that we're working on with the BC government and Canada government, working on the coal mining effluent regulations with Canada, the ABMP, the area-based management plan, and the International Joint Commission, and all of this. Oh, and the cumulative effects framework for the Elk Valley. This all kind of ties into somewhat protection of water. The government's starting to see that the things that our people have been doing for thousands of years are things that they're figuring out nowadays that they actually work. We don't need a PhD at the end of our name to know what we're talking about, and knowing that what we're trying to do will be better for the land.
I grew up with my father in the Flathead, trapping, until I was 6 years old when I started school. Over the years, I seen many things, many changes, especially the water. The land where it's been logged over and over so many times that it doesn't hold the water anymore. All the ponds out in the flats were all full. Now they're all dry. I would like to put it all back into one creek again one day and see it run by our band office again. At one time when I was a kid, there used to be fish in the creek. Now it's just a dry ditch. You can't make any difference. It doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere, right? So we need more people on the ground.
With a knuqⱡi'it responsibility in regards to taking care of the land, taking care of the water, protecting the land, protecting the water, that's in each and every one of us, and we do that. That's our responsibility, that's our inherent responsibility. We'll continue to do that. But there's a responsibility on government, and there's a responsibility on agencies for funding. And it's the colonial systems, the colonial existence, and the colonial practices that have gotten to where we are today, where there is uncertainty and unrealistic expectation. And now it's time for the government to take responsibility for their actions and fund the necessary programs and projects that are going to increase our positive outcomes on reclamation, rehabilitation, existence, protection, guidance, guardianship. Let us do the work. Trust us again to lead, and know that what we're going to do is for the benefit of 7 generations. We're made up of water, and without it, we die. Without water, ecosystems die. And as ecosystems die, those spirits die. We need to come together and work together to ensure that we are going to have water for 10,000 years, but also give the water the respect that it needs to do what it needs to do that's bigger than us. We don't control that. We have a responsibility as knuqⱡi'it though to protect that.